Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another daily energy draw. I don't know what the date is, so I have to double check really quick. The first of July. Wow, we made it through June. June was a energetically heavy and intense month. There was a lot of cosmic events that are happening. I was told that after this full moon eclipse on, I think it's Saturday or Sunday, the 4th and the 5th, it is going to lighten up. July is going to feel a little bit lighter, like a sigh of relief, kind of like a breather, like a break, because they're saying of breakthroughs that are happening. So there is going to be a lightening of the energy, more clarity coming in because of all the clearing work that you have been doing in June and the past 6 months, especially. Collective purging. There's been a lot of collective purging because of the planetary purging, this mass global ascension that has been happening. So you guys might have been feeling it. I know I probably look a little bit drained. I feel a little bit drained. But keep calling in the white light. Keep protecting your energy. Keeping those vibrations high, remembering that despite any challenges in the physical, that you are a divine being of light and love. That is your right. That is your birthright. That is who you are. Keep remembering that. Keep finding the joy. Keep finding the magic in every single moment as you can. Keep appreciating the moment. Appreciation and gratitude is that segue into more and more love, into higher and higher consciousness. So keep finding that magic. Keep embracing the journey. Keep embracing your life and the experiences you're having, because it is all helping you to rise and to transform and to evolve. Okay, so some powerful messages that are coming forth. I'm really happy that we are back and able to channel and bring forth messages from Spirit. I had a little bit of a hiatus. I needed a little bit of a break. It was for the collective purposes as well. If you guys did miss it, go ahead and check out the Sacred Union Energy update that we posted a few days ago. We talked a lot about what is going on collectively. There's a lot going on. But again, with this full moon, third and final eclipse of the season, things seem to be clearing. A lot of solar plexus energy, a lot of root energy, a lot of sacral chakra energy that is being cleared to anchor into that higher vibration, to anchor into more and more light, so that if challenges come up, if any obstacles come up, you recognize that you're able to, essentially yesterday's message, flow around it. You're able to rise above it. You're able to anchor in that inner peace and that stability and feel that love, anchor in that love. So really powerful messages here. Okay. Before I continue with that, we're going to use the wisdom of the Oracle deck today that I was called to. So let's see what we have for today, the 1st of July. July 1st. What do we have for today, July 1st? Spirit, what message do you have for the collective for July 1st? Remember, the timestamps are just timestamps. You take the messages how and when they resonate for you. You can always go back and check out the playlist of daily energy draws to see if there's anything else that might be resonant for you today. Okay, Spirit, what do you have to say as a message for the collective? Building blocks. And the bottom of the deck I'm called to as well. We have a leg up, and here we have chaos and conflict. This is what I was feeling. Okay, and we have between two worlds. Okay, so there's a lot of messages coming in. I'm going to start with this. Chaos and conflict and between two worlds. I was talking to my divine masculine a couple of days ago, and I was telling him that it feels like I am caught between two worlds. It feels like sometimes I'm feeling disconnected from the old because of building the new, and that's what this is. You are building a new world, and so you might feel a little bit of a disconnect. You might feel like you're caught in some kind of void, like you're caught in between the old and the new, like you don't quite know where it is that you fit in, but it's because you are creating. It's because essentially you don't fit in anywhere, because you are building something new. You are remembering who you are, and as you remember who you are creating from that new level of consciousness. You're creating from that new landscape. And so, because you're building, the old is falling away. So, it might feel a little bit unstable, but that's what you're doing on this ascension journey. You're learning how to anchor in, you're learning how to get the tools, that awareness, that acknowledgement, that higher level of consciousness that helps you anchor in so that you do feel more grounded in order to keep creating, in order to keep building this new world. And so, it might feel like there's chaos and conflict. In the physical environment, the old 3D matrix template, there is a lot of chaos and conflict that the planet is experiencing. And you might be feeling some of the energies, but at the same time, you might be feeling a little bit more at peace. You might not be pulled down into those old divisionary techniques. You might not be pulled down into what the media is saying or into what's happening in the news or into any drama or conflict or chaos that your friends or your family might be associated with. You might feel like you can't relate in that way. It's because you are operating from a different level of consciousness. Now, here's the thing. Because it's kind of like you have one foot in one world and one foot in another, it's a little bit of a challenging time right now. Again, it's because you are creating that new world. And so you are kind of in between two worlds. You see how here it's gray and here it's full of color and life? This is the old that is falling away, and this is the new that you are creating. One that is vibrant, one that is from a higher level of consciousness, one that is not in that lower density energy of drama and chaos and conflict and limitations and old beliefs and patternings and conditioning. You are ascending out of that. But there's still an anchoring, there's still, how should I say this? There's still a need to relate because you still exist in that old world. You're still in that physical vessel. You're still in that physical environment. You're operating from a higher level of consciousness, but you're still a physical vessel in that physical environment. That's why they had me stop saying 3D versus 5D, because that is just a level of consciousness. You are operating now from a fifth dimensional consciousness and above. Some of you are operating from seventh to the ninth dimension and even above. You're operating from a higher level of consciousness, but you're still in that physical environment. You're still in that physical vessel. You can't ignore the physical environment. The 3D matrix is a consciousness as well. It's a dimension. It's a consciousness as well. You are beyond that. You have ascended beyond that. And so it might feel like, well, I'm in this physical environment, but I'm operating from a different landscape. I don't understand how this works. That is the bridge that you are building. Those are the blocks that you are building here. And that is what you're helping humanity. You're giving a leg up to humanity through your evolution, through your ascension, through you having the tools. You are helping to build the bridge between that old level of lower consciousness and that higher level of consciousness that we are all ascending into. But you cannot ignore what is here. You cannot ignore that physical environment because you're still part of that physical environment. That is still a part of you. What's fading away is the old patterns, the beliefs, the habits, the addictions, the toxic energy. You're not going to see that anymore. That's not going to be part of your reality anymore. That's what is changing. The shift is changing. The focus is changing. The awareness is changing. The mindset is changing. A dimension is just a level of consciousness. That's really important to understand. You are still a physical being, still in a physical environment, but you're just changing how you see things. You're changing your focus. You're changing your mindset. You're changing your level of awareness and consciousness. And so it might feel like, that's what this is. You might see all this chaos and all this conflict is being experienced by all these other people, your family and your friends, but you're not a part of it. That's because of your ascension. That's because of your shift in consciousness. You're not a part of it. You're not being drawn down into it. Again, you're still part of this physical environment. You still, relate and talk to and love your family members and your friends, and you can still relate on different levels with them. But when it comes to that lower density energy, when it comes to that toxic energy, when it comes to the old ways of viewing things, the old ways of consciousness, the old levels of awareness, this chaos and this conflict, that's not part of your reality anymore, because you're ascending beyond that. And so it might feel like you're in this void. It might feel like you're in two different worlds and like you can't relate to other people. But that's where the shift is occurring. That's where you're building the bridge. That's what you are doing on this ascension journey as light workers, as way showers, as guides, as star seeds. You are building that bridge. You are the building block. You are the building block where you have the ability, and it's funny because now we have exchanging gifts on the bottom. That is your gift. You have the gift of being able to bridge the gap between the old and the new, to be able to communicate to others. It doesn't have to be this way. Let me show you another way, by how you lead, by how you rise, by how you stand up, by how you conduct yourself, by how you stand in your authenticity, by how you stand in your strength, by who you are. You shining the light is you building the bridge. You shining the light is you sharing your gift. You shining the light and that love and leading from that part space, leading from that place of love, is how you bridge these two worlds. That is what you're doing on this ascension journey. And this chaos and this conflict truly is what fades away. So if you feel like you're caught, like you're kind of stuck and you're feeling disconnected from the old, it's because the old is fading away. And everything is going to be changing. Everything is going to be ascending. People are going to be rising up. But maintain that stability. Maintain that inner peace. That is the tool that you have gained. That is the knowledge and the awareness that you've gained. That's the higher level of consciousness that you've gained. That is how you are becoming that bridge to help others to ascend, to help others to gain that awareness and those tools. It's funny, I said something to my divine masculine. I feel like it was channeled. Something like, I don't want to be so high in higher consciousness that I forget what it is to simply love, that I forget what it is to relate to other people and to embrace that love and embrace other people. That's what it is. We are in a higher level of consciousness, but we're remembering that we're all together in this. Everybody is ascending. Everybody is playing a part. The whole planet is ascending now. We have just been leading the way. And because we've been leading the way, it's really up to us to be that bridge for others through our compassion, through our light, through our love, through our heart space. We're giving this a leg up. We're giving everybody else a leg up. It's because we have been through this ascension journey, because we have been evolving, that we're helping others and the planet as a whole to evolve as well. So if you're feeling a little bit stuck, if you're feeling a little bit out of place, hang in there, because the energies are going to be balancing out as people begin to rise and awaken and ascend, and you're going to be there. You're going to be there as that guiding light, as that leadership example for who you are, for that love, to lead the way as the bridge. All right. I hope that made sense. It felt a little bit of a convoluted message. There was a lot that was there, but yeah. We'll see how that turned out. All right, I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light, and we'll see you tomorrow.